Hey, this is Mark and Colt with One More Cast Pro Guide Service. We are getting ready to do our bait picks for the summer. I'm gonna let Colt go first with his picks for the kids and adults. What's your pick? What'd you catch it on yesterday, Colt?
This one.
He's catching them on a Ned rig yesterday. I made that head. That's a Z-Man TRD tickler on there and green pumpkin.
I caught one on this one and got off.
Yeah, he also caught one on a shaky head. One of his other picks is a wacky worm. So that's a Cinco on a wacky worm, wacky rigged. And then another pick of his is what? How about the swim bait?
Swim bait.
And how do you fish them?
Cast them.
You cast them and you fish them slowly, right?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, you just fish them slowly, he says. He's sitting here doing his reeling motion. All right, so now I'm going to do the picks for my picks for everybody. I'm going to let Colt step out of the camera here. Drink. Oh, yeah. And all these baits, give the boys in Chattanooga there at Talking Tackle a shout. River Legends down in Mobile, the Central area, and Just Fishing up in Bristol. Of course, they can all get you taken care of. And now I try to keep it pretty simple in the summer, even though I'm a ledge guy. No, it's not really a secret. Of course, I do go shallow when I have to. So I'm going to go over my crankbait picks right now. I do like to keep it simple, and you will see a common theme here. Of course, I gotta have the Strike Kings. Now some of these are new ones I pulled out because I got ones I've caught fish I'm using currently tied on. I like the 5XDs. I like the 6XDs in the summertime. And I also like a 3XD when they're hitting on a little bit smaller shad. Keep it simple. Citrus shad, powder blue, chartreuse. Those are my two favorite colors. I've got more of them in the box than anything. Of course, gizzard shad's another good color, but if you just, two colors right there they are. I also carry a bunch of them in the 6XD, and you can see that one right there is pretty scarred up. It's caught quite a few fish. Again, powder blue, chartreuse, and citrus shad. A bait I really fell in love with is the dual hardcore crank series. I like the 4 plus and the 5 plus, and I even carry the 7 plus. And again, see the common theme here. These have a really good weight transfer system in them. Cast them a long way. The fish hammer them. One thing I do recommend though, especially in like the 5 plus and the 7 plus, I like to upgrade the hooks. Those right there are hooks I've already changed out. I just kind of feel like the hooks are a little bit undersized out of the packs. It's not that hard to change them. I'd go with a size bigger. Another crankbait I like, and a buddy of mine, Tim Hurd, the bass chaser, got me hooked on these things, and now I have a whole box of them, is the Berkeley Dredger series. They're a little bit smaller profile and get down to deeper depths. I really love that. This right here is called Kentucky Blue, and this right here, I can't remember. It's powder blue chartreuse again. I do carry a citrus shad in these as well. This right here is the 20.5. I like the 17.5 as well. This right here, I love the 25.5. I love the fact that it's got the smaller profile. It's about the same size as a 6XD, but it gets down there to the depths of like an 8XD, which is 8XD. I also like it as well. I don't throw the 10XD very much. I throw the 8XD quite a bit. It's another bait that's on the list. I didn't lay one out though. Another bait series I like a lot is the DTs. In the summertime, I'm pretty much always from a 10 to a 20. Heck, I think I even put my 6 and 8s in the house because I just don't really need them at this time of the year, just the way I like to fish. I love that green gizzard. Ike's Old School is one of my favorite colors on the Coosa. And of course, Caribbean shad. Those right there are basically my favorite colors. I do like disco shad. And like I said, 10 to 20 footers. that's the main things I'm going to be throwing. I really like the 14 and 16 in these as well. One of my favorite things to do that still hasn't, I don't know if it's really caught on much on the Coosa River yet, but of course Chris Zaldane's made it big on the Tennessee River and everywhere else he's gone, is the flutter spoon. See, this one right here is pretty scarred up. I've lost a few of them that had even more scars on them. Really, two of my favorite colors right here. I like the Ben Nichols, the Ben Parker Nichols Mini Mag is what I like the best. I do like the Magnum spoon as well, and I carry all the sizes as far as that goes in a flutter spoon. You really need a pretty stout rod to throw these on. I use a Magnum spoon rod is what I use, and I use the 50-pound braid to like a 25-pound fluorocarbon leader, and I use an 8-to-1 reel for it. That way, you know, if one hits it and comes running at me, I can really catch up with it. I love throwing a flutter spoon. I had a guide trip yesterday, and the two biggest fish we caught, I sat there, I pulled out a flutter spoon and put them in the boat pretty quickly. That's the first time the guide ever been around somebody throwing a flutter spoon and even seen one, I think, out of a pack. And next thing I know, he's saying he's got to go buy some. So these right here, I mean, they look crazy. You look at them, you think, how in the world are you gonna catch fish on? They flat out will catch fish like crazy. You just gotta have the confidence to throw them. Another bait, of course, a buzz bait. I carry white and I carry black. And then I carry a pack or 2 or 3 or 4 of Zoom Z-Craw Juniors in white, and I carry the black with the blue in it. And that's what I throw on a buzz bait. Had the white one ripped off of that one. Now, all these baits right here that I've talked about crankbait wise, I've used them anywhere from Alabama, South Carolina, Georgia. I've used them all the way to Texas. All the same colors have all been successful in all them places. You can't really go wrong keeping it kind of simple. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of colors out there. You go to a rack, you'll find 20, 30 colors of a crankbait. But realistically, you can keep it pretty simple. Another bait is a topwater bait. Of course, you need it tied on first thing in the morning, keep it tied on towards the evening. But another thing some people forget about, and they put them back in the rod lockers during the day, is looking for those feeding fish on top. You know, I keep one out on the deck of the boat at all times. I love the Reaction Innovation Vixen, and I love the Shower Blow by Evergreen. Those are my two favorite topwater baits. I can cast them a long way, and I throw them on 50-pound braid. That way I can throw it a long way, make a big bomb cast, and as soon as I start twitching that rod, that bait reacts to it. If I throw it on a monofilament, which is great for topwater because it does float, then it takes a few twitches to make that bait start reacting. I just like the fact with braid it will react immediately because of zero stretch. And then there's 2 more baits I'm going to talk about. The Mega Bass Dark Sleeper. This is one of my favorite baits. All my friends know I talk about this bait all the time. I basically carry a whole Bass Mafia bag full of one kind, one color, 2 sizes. I love the 3.8, and I carry it in a 3/4 ounce, and I carry it in a full ounce, though in this Shrial color. That's the only one I mean, I got other colors, but this right here is my favorite one. I got it tied on. I got 2 of them tied on right now on the boat. One for a client yesterday and one for myself. We caught the mess out of them on it yesterday. I fish it more like a swim bait crawled across the bottom. And it flat out gets bites when other things won't. And the other thing is a jig. We're going to talk about the old football jig and an old flipping jig. I love these 2 colors, green pumpkin with orange, green pumpkin with blue. Give them a try. Throw a football jig, brown and black, keep it simple. I got it. I think a Tackle Warehouse order coming in behind me. Anyway, y'all, please like and subscribe to my videos. Follow us on TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, all that. I appreciate y'all. God bless. And take care. Have fun. Tight lines.